Have you ever wondered what happens to our personal information and sensitive personal information when we register for an online shopping application? Who is accountable for processing our personal data? Where will our personal data go? Let's find out. Max was running low on cat food for their pet. Fortunately, Max saw an online advertisement from Possibility Treasures, which offers food and supplies for dogs and cats. When Max was about to check out items on Possibility Treasure's website, a privacy notice appeared. The notice stated that for processing orders, Possibility Treasures will collect Max's name, delivery address, contact number, and email address. After Max provided the required personal information, Possibility Treasures disclosed Max's personal information to Perfect Dispatch for the delivery of the order. 2 days after checking out, Max's items arrived. Max was satisfied with the smooth transaction and gave both Possibility Treasures and Perfect Dispatch a 5-star rating. As we can recall, there were 3 characters in the story: Max, Possibility Treasures, and Perfect Dispatch. Each of them has a different role relative to the Data Privacy Act of 2012. Max is considered as the data subject since Max's personal information was collected when Max ordered cat food from Possibility Treasures. We are the data subjects when we give stores, organizations, and even the government our personal information and sensitive personal information such as our name, address, birth date, email address, contact number, and any other information that can be used to identify us. Possibility Treasures is considered as the Personal Information Controller or PIC because it controls the processing of Max's personal information. Possibility Treasures decided what information it needed from Max, why it needed the information or its purpose for processing, how it would use these information, and to whom it would disclose these information for processing. As we can remember, Possibility Treasures asked for Max's name, address, contact number, and email address for the purpose of fulfilling Max's order. Entities that collect our personal information or sensitive personal information are considered as PICs. PICs are accountable for determining what information they are collecting from the data subjects in relation to their identified purpose for processing, which must have been explained to the data subjects. Of course, in processing the data subject's personal information or sensitive personal information, PICs must have a lawful basis under the DPA, such as processing for the fulfillment of a contract, as in this case. PICs may also enter into contracts or engage individuals or companies as part of an outsourcing agreement to process the collected personal information or sensitive personal information on their behalf. We must remember, however, that because PICs remain accountable for the actions of their PIPs, it is important for them to put the necessary contractual safeguards in their outsourcing agreements. And lastly, Perfect Dispatch is considered as the Personal Information Processor, or PIP, since Perfect Dispatch was contracted by Possibility Treasures to process Max's personal information. Although there may be instances when Perfect Dispatch processes personal data as a PIC, such as when it processes the information of its own employees, but for this particular transaction, Perfect Dispatch is acting as a PIP since Possibility Treasures disclosed Max's personal information to Perfect Dispatch for the delivery of the items and to fulfill the order. Any entity that is contracted by PICs to act on their behalf is called a PIP. PIPs are told by the PIC what they should do with the personal information or sensitive personal information. PIPs do not decide the information to be processed and the purpose of the processing. PIPs must only process the personal information or sensitive personal information based on the purpose that was agreed upon between the PICs and the data subjects. In conclusion, we, individuals, are the data subjects. Those entities who control the processing of our personal information or sensitive personal information are called Personal Information Controllers or PICs, while the outsourced or third-party companies engaged by the PIC to process the personal information or sensitive personal information on their behalf are called Personal Information Processors or PIPs. PICs are accountable for the actions of the PIPs. Nonetheless, both PICs and PIPs have a responsibility to keep our personal information and sensitive personal information secure from data breaches and misuse. Always remember that within a privacy ecosystem, every individual or entity, Whether they are the data subject, PIC, or PIP, plays a crucial role in fostering a culture of privacy. Let's all do our part and adopt good privacy practices to build a culture of privacy that is rooted in trust and accountability.